Well, so sad day. Well, not really sad day, but um, I messed up yesterday. I got home from work and I slept for about 12 hours straight, right into the next day or today, which meant I didn't put a video up out yesterday, which would be like the first day of this little thing that I've done. That it's kind of not the best situation, but anyway, today I'm playing Kaizo Emeralds. I'm doing a Professor Oak challenge just because I was trying to catch all the Pokemon, and goddamn it, do these 1% encounters just not appear? And I was like, you know what? I now have a way too high level Pokemon. I have the one Flappy and two level 15 starters. And I said, the first gym's at level 15. You know what? I'm gonna Professor Oak challenge it just because I thought it'd be funny. Maybe like take pictures of every badge once I get out all the Pokemon up. But there's a lot. Like I still have what two? Because the towns are routes as well. If you look, there's patches of grasses in each one that gives you Pokemon. Um, but I have two. I have to finish this route. I have a route afterwards, and then the forest, and then whatever's in the next town. And then I have to level up all of the Pokemon that give, plus all of these to their max evolution. Because the Professor Oak challenge is getting every single possible Pokédex entry you can, which means you gotta evolve them all. And so that's gonna be a long process, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I mean, we haven't even started the long actual grind yet. We haven't even caught all the Pokemon. I should be fighting these guys. I keep this, but first one I'm gonna get up is Flappy, which I think is 96. I don't know why my brain keeps saying that, which probably isn't true. But who knows? Um, but it's mainly just this back and forth is what I've been doing today. Um, did have juniors practice, which I had to coach, um, which wasn't too bad, but uh, I mean it's back to the usual. It was first juniors practice that I coached of the new year, so just like how that last Monday was the first practice that I've done of the year. This juniors practice was the first one. Also a big one. I read up on Ultimate Spider-Man 2024. I'm super excited for it. It looks so good. Um, the whole I've always been not the biggest fan about Peter Parker having his fate be Spider-Man because it kind of means that like he's destined to be Spider-Man. He's destined to get his butt handed to him and destined to be a broke college student and he's just destined to suffer. And it's like, why is he destined to these things? When it all started, with, I mean, technically the bite wasn't his choice, but it was his choice to become uh Spider-Man because, like, obviously those are the morals that he was taught, and he will sit by that. And the Ultimate Spider-Man has brought us back to that with the fact that he has everything. He has a family. He has Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben did not die in this timeline, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, he has everything. Yet he still feels the obligation of needing to be Spider-Man because that's the right thing to do. And there's a cool moment where like um he has flashbacks to uh conversation he has with Uncle Ben about how he can easily just change his life. And Uncle Ben brings up the fact that he's just a guy. There's no wife. His the only kid he was taking care of is now his own man. He's just him. He's able to pick up everything and just change because the only person it's affecting is him. And so, uh, he's like, yeah, if you want to do it, just go do it. And then his uh, Mary Jane, his wife, also says the same thing. And he does. He lets the spoilers. I guess I haven't really said that for this entire thing, but he takes the little ball thing is from Tony Stark, who found out about the Maker and how he's purposely interfering with everything. Um, and it's like you can have the life that he has taken from you, and he gives him the. He opens it up, and it's the spider, and the spider bites him, and I think it's applied. The ball wraps around him, and that's how he like gets the suit. I think the suit in chapter 2 is gonna start off black, and then he's gonna make it into his suit that like normal red and blues later on in the issue, which will be really cool. I'm also super excited to see some more Harry Green Goblin because both Norman and Norman's wife, I forgot their name. I'm sorry. Um, had died in the explosion that killed Aunt May, which is pretty crazy. Um, Also, we find out that that explosion from, even though it's labeled as Tony Stark's fault, it's the Tony Stark explosion. We find out that, I mean, I guess we technically knew it from before, but Peter finds out that that was an attack on Tony Stark, instead of like Tony Stark's fault. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how Spider-Man will hop into the bigger picture, or if he's just gonna be himself for a bit, fighting his villains and stuff like that. Because like it feels like Tony Stark is bringing him into something big when realistically it could all just be like a, oh, that's a future S problem. Like I'm not gonna show up for like 20 issues, and you have 20 issues of becoming um, Spider-Man and fighting your Spider-Man villains before I even show back up. It's like now that you've taken your life back, let's do 60 unavoidable. Yeah, better than no shot. Uh, let's go fight the guy that took your thing, and then we're gonna fight the Maker. But I was a big fan of OG original Ultimate Spider-Man. It's one of my favorite things, and I want to buy the set. The problem is because it wasn't very like the Ultimate Universe was not taken care of like the main universe is. It doesn't have easy ways to get the books. Like I can get the issues on Kindle, but I want like the books, and it's like, oh, we're getting omnibuses for them now, which is really cool. Each omnibus is like way too expensive. It's like $47, which is not the worst, but also at the same time, that's very. It looks like there's only gonna be 5 for Peter's run of Ultimate Spider-Man because realistically, that only lasts a certain amount of chapters. It's 150, and then Death of Spider-Man happens, and then Miles takes over, which I'm very excited. I really like Miles as a character. I think obviously as a white teenage, well, I'm not teenage anymore, but like got into Spider-Man, white teenage boy, Spider-Man Peter Parker, very much was very much important to me. But I've through the Into the Spider Verse things and movies and the PS4 Spider-Man games, and now even like now it was like last year I read the actual original Spider-Man run. I've grown an appreciation for Miles. I can see why he's important as a character, and I will read his issues. I will enjoy them. I think what they've done with his lightning powers, how they're using that to like be different than Peter is pretty cool. And no one can say that the like, well, I mean, people can say, but I will not listen to anyone who says that the lightning sword is not cool as hell. But yeah, I think I also one of my favorite things is how he and I wouldn't say get alongs, but like he has different dynamics with all of Peter's villains. Like the Rhino and him are best buddies, and all this and that. It's it's a fun take on Spider-Man. Um, and I mean, I always like the idea of Peter being, and I don't know if this is just me being older now, but I've grown to like Peter as an older person. Um, and it's like, yeah, Peter's 20 something, broke, going through college is like cool, but I like Peter Parker's Spider Man as the what wisecracking, um, like know it all that he kind of is, which is very cool. And I think uh, Miles works well as the mentee, if you're gonna do the dynamic between the two. And it's like mentee seems a little rude because like he's his own Spider Man, but that's what like Insomniac is doing, and Insomniac is really good at doing that. But like at the same time, also I'm like Miles is so good as his like I like the I always like a Spider Man learning how to be Spider Man on their own, right? It's not someone teaching you how to be Spider Man or anything fancy like that. It's very much like God, I gotta figure this out and figure it out. They do. Miles, also like Miles is more community focused. He um he has his group of people and he will tell them about it, like Genki and Rio Morales, and I feel like this is showing how I'm a little uh, dated in what I've actually read of too much of Miles Morales stuff, but um, I just think Spider Man is so cool, and I think that they are wasting his potential in so many things because they have this idea that he has to be relatable, and it's like, no, I like Spider Man. It's kind of like people say in Dragon Ball. It's such a weird analogy, but in Dragon Ball, Goku is best when he's on the back foot and fighting to survive, or Vegeta is best when he's on the forefront and he's like all cocky and all that. And it's true. Like it's a real thing. That's why the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie was so good, because you have Vegeta fighting Broly first when he's new at the whole fighting thing, and the second he gets like a little bit out of hand on Vegeta and throws some punches back, it's instant swap to Goku, because then we can see Goku get beat up and find weird ways to get around that, like his um fake Rasengan. But it's like I like Spider-Man on the forefront, the wit cracking, um, the like, and it's like you can have him have lows. Don't get me wrong. Some of his best moments are from his lows, but you can't have everything be a low, because then you'll never have a you know the lows will never feel low, right? If the lows are all if every moment is a low, the whole time will feel not like a low, but like the lows will become normal. The lows aren't low anymore if the lows are the middle ground, I guess. And so you gotta have the highs so that you can bring the lows, and also it's one of those moments where it's like you really I don't like you don't you don't want your superhero to lose, and it's just one of the things. It's like, oh, Peter Parker is supposed to lose so that he can then win, and it's like, yeah, that's cool, but why can't Peter Parker win ever? Is the thing. I feel like that tangent of Miles Morales for no reason kind of like feels weird now that I'm thinking about it. But it's like, I don't know. I just really like the Spider Verse movies, but at the same time, I hate the Spider Verse as a thing, So I felt the need of like separating those two is the whole point of the tangent, and I don't think I ever got there. But it's like I like what the Spider Verse brought to the table, but there are some things about Spider Verse that, like the totem shit, totems, the idea of totems existing in that everyone, like every like canon events and all that, it's like it's it's just awful, right? Like I think Edge of Time, one of my favorite cutscenes of Spider-Man is like the whole Nosy Parker. Like if like if there's a reason for me to save a person, I will save that person, no matter what happens. No what matter like if I'm not supposed to know this information, or like it's integral to the future that this person dies, like that is a future me problem. I will like that's the whole thing about Peter Parker. He will save anyone he can, and he will put himself on the line to make sure that even just one person, more person, is saved. And that's where you get the very low lows, like the scene where he's stuck under the rubble that they used in Homecoming. It's that like, yeah, I'm trapped. Like, yeah, I'm at my lowest, but I need to be doing more for others. It's such a cool thing, and now it's just, yeah, that's like now the lows are, oh, he's Spider Man, but also his life sucks. And it's like, yeah, but still. Anyway, it's crazy. Just I'm so excited for this new series. Um, and then like the omnibuses, I'm still waiting for. I think four has to come out. They have. I mean, realistically, five will come out later, but they did an event omnibus already for the death of Spider-Man. Um, and then they're going back and remaking the omnibuses for everything before that. I mean, hopefully they'll do some for Miles Morales afterwards, but it's just like why like I get we have the omnibus, and it's like why couldn't we have done these earlier? And it's because we didn't like uh we didn't like the Ultimate Universe, and it's like why Ultimate Universe inspires so much things like MCU is all based off the Ultimate Universe because that's realistically like that makes the most sense. Like, why wouldn't you go off the thing that was based off of the 2000s to make 2000 movies? But yeah, I'm just plain and simple. I'm excited for uh the future of the Ultimate Spider-Man run, and I'm hoping it turns out good. Anyway, well, although missed yesterday, I'm not gonna miss. Well, I hope to not miss tomorrow, and I see you tomorrow.